Benjamin Helfat, thank you so much for joining us as the head of school at Boston Adult Technical Academy.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. So can you start by telling us what is Boston Adult Technical Academy, what's your mission, and how do you want to bring more education to our communities?
Yeah, BADA really started 25 years ago as Madison Park's evening program. And really, as an alternative school, we've sort of gone through changes, but we really think about how we are addressing the population we have today, and that has changed. As of now, we are all immigrant students, 19 to 22, and we really are focused on 4 major pillars, which is really just get students to learn English, get them their diploma, some post-secondary success, and really directing their own learning and thinking about where they go from here. So we really kind of stay true to that mission and really make sure our students get where they need to go.
Absolutely, and there's, like you said, that's changed. What students' needs have changed in these times, and you recently opened the East Boston campus as well. It's a new location, a new community. How do you hope this new campus will continue your goals as an institution?
Yeah, we're really proud to have opened that new campus. It's a wonderful opportunity for us to reach out to the East Boston community. As I said, we've been doing this for a long time, and we're really hoping to take the proven practice and education to that East Boston community, but then really learn from that community and grow and think about what it means to do this with a different demographic, reaching out to students who may not know we already exist, and also thinking about some new partnerships. We were able to do some real reflection and thinking about what's been working for us, what's been the things that have been successful for students, successful for our school, and what we want to bring to East Boston.
And can you talk maybe about some of those partnerships you guys have already started with?
Yeah, I mean, I think one of our greatest partnerships is as we think about teaching multilingual learners, it's all about how you infuse English. And so the biggest piece of the puzzle is when students walk into our campus, they're learning English all the time. It's not what happens in ESL class. It's what happens when they walk through the door. It's what happens when they walk through the hallways from the minute they leave. And one of the innovative things that we've brought to our students is actually theater. And we're currently working with Company One on a theater project that we've been working on for 12 years. And we've really been innovating in that space to think about how do you bridge how do you really build the confidence for students so that they feel ready to speak English and really work on that speaking domain, which is so hard to get to for our students.
Absolutely, and people learn all sorts of different ways. I know I've had many conversations with people who English wasn't their first language, and they learned through media. They learned through not only talking to people who speak English, but watching TV, going to theater, being exposed to these different contexts and conversations. So like you said, you have a large population of English language learning students, so that can come with a lot of challenges. What are some of the ways that your programming specializes in teaching these students? Well,
in addition to the innovative English language instruction that we're working on, we also think that it's vital, and this is true with alternative schools in general, but especially true with this population, is how do you provide a safe space? How do you make sure that the students are trusting the system, are ready to learn, and feel like they can learn and be vulnerable in your space? And there's a lot of work on relationship building, a lot of culture work. One of our newer pieces is how we build student advocacy through home language focus groups. And those focus groups are really a time when we ask students in rooms where they're speaking their home language to ask questions about how school is. Are they feeling safe? How can we do better? And really, at that point, we have facilitators who are also students facilitating discussions with, and we're taking notes and we're learning from our students and seeing what our students tell us so that we can take that lead and move forward.
Wow, that's a great way, a great model to think about it. You can learn from your students as much as they can learn from you. What are some of the biggest misconceptions about adult education, and how does BADA challenge those narratives?
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things we're really proud of and motivated by was this year we were actually finalists for the School in the Move Prize in Boston, and it's really motivated us and got us to realize that we're doing amazing work that is true throughout all of Boston Public Schools. So oftentimes when you think of alternative schools, you think of like last chance schools, or schools that the student, if they don't go here, they can't go anywhere. And we don't think that narrative works for our students. And we really always try and think about, what do our students need? And all of our students in Boston Public Schools need something different. And in alternative schools, they need something different as well. And so we really have to think about, student by student, what does that mean we have to do as a school to address those needs?
Exactly. And prioritizing that is what makes you unique, I would say. BADA has been around for 25 years, a long journey. Where did you start from, and what are some of the pillars that you achieved to get to where you guys are now?
Yeah, in 1999, we were Madison Park's evening school. And sort of we grew from there, thinking about what the needs of the district were. So from there, we changed locations, first to the Shaw Building in Dorchester, then to our current location in Back Bay. And now, obviously, that expansion to East Boston as well. And we also started to change hours based upon what the students needed. Instead of being an evening program, we're moving into a more traditional schedule. Still slightly different hours than our colleagues in like East Boston or English High School, but certainly a more traditional schedule based upon what we were seeing the demographic shifts are. We've also shifted our demographics. We used to serve quite a few students who were coming from other Boston public schools who are coming to us. Now we're serving a lot more immigrants new to the country.
Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of challenges that come with being an immigrant in this country, especially right now. What are some of those challenges that they face specifically?
I mean, I think that it's hard for our students, and we talk about many challenges. I mean, there's for students in general, there's a lot of challenges, but I think we also think about navigating Boston in general, but also what spaces feel safe to them, mm-hmm. how we can make sure that we are really providing them with the opportunities. We are really privileged to work with this population. And I think one of the things we forget about is how vital they are to the city of the fabric of the city of Boston, mm-hmm. and the workforce that we're going to need. And to be able to work with them and figure that out with them is really important, because I think that the city really is going to be relying on these students soon. And we need to teach them what they need to know, but also get them to be a part of our community, feel safe, secure, and ready to do that work.
And, you know, giving them these opportunities to get their own education, it can put them in leadership positions in the future. Absolutely. You know, they can be leading the way and say, this is what we need.
Absolutely.
Looking ahead, what are your hopes for BADA's future in the broader landscape of adult education in Boston? Yeah,
alternative schools, I actually began my career in New York also at an alternative school. And alternative schools are a very different world than our comprehensives oftentimes. And I think we are very privileged in Boston and very fortunate in Boston to be in a community that has embraced alternative education, which is amazing. And we're really thankful for that. And I think as we look further ahead, it's really about thinking, how do we make sure that the schools in Boston are serving the youth that are coming to Boston? And I think that that's always hard. That's an ongoing battle. And I think that alternative schools are here to make sure that we are supporting all students. And sometimes that's a lot harder in other locations because of their size, because of the needs they have. And we want to be there to both lend a hand for the students who need it, but also innovate in the space and learn some things that we might be able to help others with.
Fantastic, thank you so much. And where can viewers learn more about Boston Technical Academy?
Yeah, I mean, if you are wanting to be a student and are 19 to 22, we urge you to either go to one of the Boston Welcome Centers or the Re-Engagement Center. If you want to be a partner or just learn more about our program, feel free to go to the website and shoot us an email. We'd love hearing from everybody.
Well, thank you so much, Ben, for joining us and telling us about all of the fantastic programs at BADA.
Thank you so much.